Hi, I'm Pat Sagsby. Welcome to another Geek Moment video. Today we're going to talk about a service provided by Initial State. This is an analytics package that helps you to take a sensor, software, or really anything that can make an HTTP request and graphically illustrate it on their dashboard on your browser. So this is a web-based tool. How you do it, you go to the Initial State website, create an account. You've got three options really. There is the free edition, which gives you about 25,000 samples per month. There is the standard edition, which gives you unlimited samples per month. And then there's the Pro Tier edition, which allows you to have unlimited samples plus triggering. So you can basically trigger, you could pick a time when you want to look at your data, or you want to have something trigger your data to send its information in. This tool, it works with data buckets. So like, for instance, right now I'm running a program on it, and all I have is the temperature sensor running on there. So I've got the temperature sensor, it's displaying itself in Celsius and Fahrenheit. I also have a read switch right now that's acting like a door, but it's not in this particular bucket of data, so I'm not actually viewing that right now. And how it works, on the script, your account gives you an access key. So it's a particular identifier for you. Right now I'm running this off of a Raspberry Pi. So there's a bunch of Python script in here, and in that Python script there's a spot where I have my access key. So every time this outputs a signal and it sends that to my Pi and it groups that in with that access key, you have to have internet access on the Pi. It sends that to the browser, and then I can view it on my laptop over here. And you can keep up to, on the standard edition, like I said, it was unlimited, Pro Tier unlimited. For the free edition, you can keep up to about a day's worth of information, or it'll store it for a day. So there's on the Initial State, we'll have links for this below. There is a PIAT 101 tutorial from GitHub, and that is what I used when I did this. And I got all my code off of that. We'll have links below. And the first little project you do is with this temperature sensor, and each individual temperature sensor that has a digital output, it's going to have a serial number, and we can read that using the Pi. We can read what that serial number is, link that to the access key, and send it out, so that my system here knows that this is this sensor going through my account, sending it to my account. And I mean, you can get, there's a lot of tutorials. They have one for a weather dashboard that seems to be popular. Basically, it'll show like humidity, temperature per day. You know, you can look at a whole month's worth of material for what the temperature was like. They've got International Space Station tracker that you can watch. There's a lot of tutorials, and they'll all be linked. I particularly use the Raspberry Pi. There's, I believe, some BeagleBone stuff, a lot of different projects you can use with Initial State. So if you have something that you need analytics done for, this is definitely something worth looking at. You can't necessarily control, it's not a control program, but it is a monitoring program. We've got on the graphical interface, you can choose a bunch of different ways to illustrate things. So you could use either a line graph, bar graph, pie chart, gauge chart, map, histogram, and summary. So I mean, there's really a lot of different ways that you can illustrate information on this. The map in particular was pretty neat. You can take, you could go on Google Maps, you could take the GPS location of where you are, plug that GPS coordinate into your browser, make an HTTP request, as long as you have your access key on there, and it'll show you right basically like Google Maps. It'll take you right there on the software. So, yep, pretty nice package for if you have stuff to monitor, or if you just wanted to do some projects. There's a lot of projects you could do to have some fun. You can subscribe to the Initial State account on the DigiKey website. We'll have some links below, along with the tutorial and tools that I used for this video, which will be linked on our EE Wiki website. Thank you for watching.